I would just like to give a quick review of my recent purchase of an Intrepid bait boat. This bad boy here. And there's the controller for it. It is my first ever bait boat. I've been looking on the market for about a year now, researching which one would be best for me, and I came to the conclusion for what I want out of a bait boat that this would be ideal. When I started looking into it, I didn't realise how advanced some of them were and also how expensive some of them are. What I learned was that some come with what they call GPS or sonar. GPS, I believe, enables you to keep a track of a certain area and save it, basically, so that you're able to then send the bait boat back out to that area, even if it's in the middle of the night and you can't see it, to drop your rig, which is a great idea, but I didn't really need a boat for that. Sonar is where you can look at depths and features and maybe try and locate fish, but I already have a deeper, so I just attach the deeper to some strong line and trail that about a metre behind the boat, and that's been working for me so far. So I didn't need GPS or sonar, so I was looking at what's out there, and basically I narrowed it down to two. There was a budget option and this option. Budget option was I was looking at the was it Boatman UK or similar to that name, and I was almost sold on it, but I was a little concerned about the build quality and also the way you load your rigs with that boat. It was a little bit fiddly. You had to load your rig from underneath the boat through the, what I call the trapdoor, but I'm sure it's got a proper name, and it's quite fiddly. And I've spoke to boatman users and they do say it is a little bit fiddly, a bit of a pain in the arse, and I know something as simple as that would just annoy me after a while. So I looked at this, the Intrepid, and what I liked about it was it has this latch on the back. I'm hoping you can see it. It's just here, and all you do is you just lift it up when you want to put your rig in. So that's it open now, so we've now got this sort of channel, if you like, and all you do is you place your rig in here, have your line coming out the back here, and then you just close that doorway, that latch, back over, and your rig is now secure in here, and it can't come out unless you open up the bottom part. So I really like the idea of that. This doesn't come with GPS or sonar, nothing like that. It is, I believe, a better made product than the likes of Boatman and other companies, and that's in the price. So I think this RRP is around £450, something like that, and so far I'm 30 odd hours, well, I'm actually 30 odd hours into my second session of using it. My first session was last week, and this has been the best weather so far, just this last hour or so this morning. It's the majority of the weather I've been using it in has been 40-mile-an-hour winds, and this boat has managed them no problem. So very straightforward to use. You've got the battery compartment in the front here. You just take off that lid and you've got the battery, and to charge it you just plug the charging part into this connection here. Very easy to use. This battery is meant to last for 2 hours continuous use, and what I found so far during a 48-hour session is I don't even use half the battery. That might be just my style of fishing. I do tend to leave my rigs out for quite a bit of time, but I still think half a battery for 48-hour session is absolutely great. What else does it come with? Basically it's very straightforward. It just has the bottom partition which drops your rig and any bait that you want with it. I think it holds about a kilo bait, not that I ever put that amount in it. And the controller, very straightforward. Use it with one hand. Just bring it a bit closer. Just use it with one hand, so you just easily use one rod in one hand when you're putting the boat out in the other. So forward, reverse, left, right, power button to turn it on, Bottom button is to drop the rig, you know, open up your trapdoor. Right hand button, I've not actually read what that does. Left hand button is to turn lights on if you're doing it during the dark. So lights on this boat, you've got the two rear lights, the red ones, and you've got a nice white front headlight. So very straightforward, nice and light, really easy to use. I'm really impressed with it. I can't fault it. My only criticism, and it's not criticism, it's just feedback. As I've never owned a boat before, I wasn't sure how well they operate, and this does everything I need it to. The only thing I would say is that I was surprised you're not able to turn it on like a sixpence, so you can't just rotate the boat. You kind of have to go forward or reverse and turn at the same time, which isn't a problem. It just means that if I've put the boat forward into a margin and then drop my rig really tight, I've got to reverse quite a bit and then forward and then turn. I can't just turn it sort of on itself. It doesn't just rotate. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's no problem at all. You just use the forward and the reverse function and then you start turning. But that's the only feedback I've got from it. I'm really happy with it. Does everything I'm asking of it, and it's really quiet. That is one thing I would say. It's so quiet, it's silent. So yeah, so far 10 out of 10 for me.